For many years, Voyager 1 has served as a tireless emissary, venturing into the depths of uncharted space and delivering information that has revolutionized our perception of the universe. But on November 14, 2023, something unusual occurred. The spacecraft, long known for its steady transmission of scientific data, abruptly ceased its normal output. In its place, it began sending incomprehensible binary sequences randomized data that lacked coherence and left NASA engineers bewildered. The sudden disruption raised urgent questions. Was this merely a technical breakdown, or had Voyager 1 encountered something entirely unexpected? Over the next 5 months, scientists and engineers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory worked relentlessly to re-establish meaningful communication with the aging spacecraft. Then, in April 2024, contact was unexpectedly restored. At first, the transmissions confirmed that Voyager 1 remained operational. Its telemetry appeared normal. But soon, new data began to surface, anomalous readings from the outer reaches of the solar system that challenged established scientific models. A peculiar signal emerged from the distant frontier, then a heliopause, the transitional boundary, where the sun's influence fades and interstellar space begins. Why so much of the new information remains undisclosed by NASA has raised questions. Could this be because what Voyager 1 has encountered might change our very assumptions about space exploration? Initially, the malfunction was traced to the spacecraft's Flight Data System (FDS), a vital component that manages data collection and communication. A suspected memory failure in this system could explain the distorted transmissions. As a last resort, NASA engineers proposed reassigning the FDS's functions to another segment of onboard memory, a delicate operation, given the fact that commands sent to Voyager 1 take over 22.5 hours to arrive. On April 18, 2024, the final sequence of reprogramming commands was transmitted. For 2 days, there was only silence. Then, on April 20th, Voyager 1 responded. The initial data seemed consistent with expectations, but soon, strange information began to appear. Voyager 1 had detected irregularities at the edge of the heliopause zone, where the solar wind should smoothly yield to the interstellar medium. Instead, the spacecraft observed instability. The boundary appeared to be oscillating, expanding and contracting in unpredictable patterns. Even more puzzling was a dramatic increase in particle density, rising 2 levels 10 times higher than previously estimated. Where this additional energy originated remained unclear. Among the most puzzling findings was a persistent low-frequency signal, measured at 3 kHz, that had remained constant for nearly 3 years. Initially attributed to interstellar plasma waves, the signal's unwavering frequency and pattern resisted alignment with known solar activity. Its consistency hinted at an intentional design, potentially a transmission, a marker, or even a warning. This led researchers to propose 3 primary hypotheses. One possibility is that an external intelligence may be interacting with Voyager 1, embedding messages within its data stream. Another suggests that an internal, dormant function within the spacecraft was activated upon entering deep space. A third, more speculative theory posits that Voyager 1 encountered a structure or civilization beyond our solar system, and is now being used intentionally or otherwise as a communication conduit. Each of these possibilities presents profound challenges to our current scientific paradigms. Compounding the mystery is the fact that Voyager 1's communication systems are built to resist data corruption through redundancy and error correction. Yet, the anomalies persist. What initially appeared as disordered data was later subjected to analysis using a new quantum computing chip known as Myra-1. Unlike classical systems, this quantum processor can evaluate countless relationships between data points simultaneously. Through this analysis, researchers identified a repeating 127-bit sequence composed of prime numbers and constants, forming elaborate 3-dimensional spiral patterns when graphed. complete with embedded symbols. These patterns could not be explained by random chance. The likelihood of them forming without external influence was calculated at less than 1 in a million. They were not remnants of legacy programming, they were clearly intentional, although NASA's public statements remain reserved, citing natural, cosmic forces as the source of the data. Internal discourse suggests more urgent deliberations. Quantum scientists and systems engineers are debating the implications, and calls for international cooperation have intensified. Agencies such as the European Space Agency, China's CNSA, and Russia's Roscosmos are now contributing to the verification process. Among the latest efforts are the activation of Voyager 1's backup communication channels, the implementation of new isolation protocols in the Deep Space Network to rule out Earth-based interference, and the retroactive application of quantum pattern recognition tools on older datasets from missions like Pioneer, Galileo, and Cassini. The objective is clear: determine whether Voyager 1's signal, unique or if similar messages have gone undetected for years. The philosophical ramifications are as significant as the technical ones. If the signal represents an interaction from an external intelligence, it would mark the first recorded contact initiated beyond Earth's influence, a communication not sent by us, but received by one of our farthest traveling instruments. Further, the decoded message contains not just familiar constants, but subtle deviations and hints at spatial coordinates. It seems to use a language based on mathematics and geometry, potentially a universal form of expression. This could represent a guidepost, a deliberate signal meant to lead us toward a deeper truth or entity. Verification efforts are currently underway, with international teams working around the clock. Preliminary results are expected within 60 days, and full interpretation of the message could take up to 90 days. If the signal endures and is verified as authentic, efforts to establish a two-way communication protocol could begin within 4 months. Whether this phenomenon is evidence of an intelligent source, an unexplained natural process, or an unanticipated artifact of deep space physics, it has already forced a re-evaluation of our assumptions. Noted experts have suggested this may be one of the most significant scientific events in human history. At the very least, it underscores the power of quantum computing in uncovering concealed truths. The question that now looms: has Voyager 1 stumbled upon something unprecedented at the fringes of our solar system, something intelligent, something deliberate, or something entirely beyond our current comprehension?